I want you to picture something. Imagine you're in a room and I tell you, here's a marshmallow. When I leave this room, you can eat this marshmallow, or you can wait 15 minutes and I'll come back into the room and give you another marshmallow. So you have two marshmallows. So the idea is you can either have instant gratification, you can either eat the marshmallow now, get the pleasure now of eating it, or you wait 15 minutes and get another one. So you get more pleasure, but in a delayed process, delayed gratification. What would you do? Would you take the first marshmallow straight away and eat it, or would you wait the 15 minutes? The reason why I'm saying this is because this is a real experiment that was done on children in the 1970s. They did the exact same experiment that I just told you. And what they did was they then followed these children for the rest of their lives. They measured their all kinds of statistics, relationships, money, test scores, weight, health, all of that kind of stuff. And they looked for correlations between the ones that picked the first marshmallow to eat straight away and the ones who didn't and who waited the 15 minutes. And what they found was the children that ate the marshmallow straight away had a worse quality of life. They had higher BMIs, they had worse relationships with friends, they had lower scores in their tests at school, and even had lower incomes. And that is an insane statistic. The fact that one test with one marshmallow, those children's mindsets from that early age determined their whole entire life is seriously an insane statistic. And that's the problem with the modern world, right? Is there are so many people, the majority of people choose the easy path, the instant gratification, as opposed to the delayed gratification. And that's why they're so addicted to things like video games, social media, because all of these things give you quick dopamine, quick fixes to your pains, very, very quickly. And people do not want to take the harder route that would give them longer fulfillment in the long term, but requires a lot more hard work now. I had so many people in my last video criticize me about why video games are fine and you should be able to play them as much as you want, have hobbies and all this stuff. Yeah, cool, you can have hobbies. But most people that play video games are addicted. The ones that say they play for 30 minutes a day, absolute bullshit. I know every single video game that says they play for 30 minutes a day is lying to themselves. They do not respect themselves, okay? If you sit down and play video games for 30 minutes, it literally takes like 20 minutes to load up a game and wait for your friends to come on, okay? And you're not going to play the game for 10 minutes. So all of these video game addicts, okay, I don't care about their opinions. These addictions, these modern day addictions that we all have, these addictions come due to an abuse of the time used on those tasks. And the way to overcome this issue is to simply transfer the use of time into another thing, so you expend the same amount of time, but into another thing that has delayed gratification, that will actually benefit you in the long term. So that could be going to the gym, that can be learning a new skill, that can be working on your business, that can be learning how to play an instrument, anything, literally anything. But when I say anything, it's the stuff that will give you long-term benefits, not the stuff that will give you that short hit of satisfaction. There's a common method that a lot of people use to come over their addictions, and that is using just sheer willpower, saying, I'm not going to do it, I'm mental toughness. And while that is good, right, it doesn't work, because addictions that you've built up over the years, especially like social media video games, you've been doing them for so long, your willpower, you only have a finite amount of willpower. You cannot just crush it constantly, right? So which is why you should simply transfer that energy and time you focus into video games, social media, whatever. You just simply transfer that time and focus into another thing that will benefit you. So essentially having an addiction, but to something good, something that will delay the gratification. When you get that thought for that desire that you want, that desire will actually be on another thing that is good for you. So you'll constantly be having thoughts, instead of about, eating that junk food or, jacking off, whatever, you'd have the better thought of doing something that will benefit you and gain you something in life. And the reason why you have to be addicted to this good thing is because if you're not addicted, then you won't succeed in that field, right? This is this thing that pisses me off, right? About all this is this modern BS that goes around. Oh, you have to live a balanced life. You have to, balance this and balance that. And there are a lot of people that all these productivity gurus, a lot of them, they all say this thing that you have to be balanced, right? But what they don't tell you is before they got to their position of success, they were putting in hours and hours of work on their one task that got them to where they were now. They were not living balanced lives. Living a balanced life is achievable after you have had your success, when you can then maintain the hard work that you had put in originally and you have leverage on it, so you don't have to put the same amount of time you put in originally, right? So what I'm telling you to do is to be addicted to the right thing, and you should go through phases where you get addicted to one thing and then to another, right? This is what the most successful people that I've seen, read about, watched, and listened to, they all go through periods of extreme work, extreme unbalanced work, in the sense that, you know, they're not focusing on their social life or their health. They actually sacrifice their health. I'm gonna get loads of comments now saying, oh, this guy's telling me to sacrifice my health to make myself worth. Bro, you don't understand that a lot of these successful people got to where they were because they had to sacrifice a lot of things. You only have a certain amount of energy and time, and if you split that off into other things, you know, like having five cups with different things you want to do: gym, study, money, etc. If you pour the water into each of those cups, all of those cups will only have a little bit in. Whereas if you pour all the water, the energy, into one cup, that one cup will be miles better, right? So the way you can be balanced is for you to go into extreme periods, 6 months, kind of like a monk mode, of extreme work on one task, and then you come out of that and then you work really well on another thing for another 6 months, and that way you can balance those two things, but you actually excel in them in much faster time frames. So look, basically what I'm trying to tell you is transfer your addictions from negative things into beneficial things. Obsess over your goals, and whatever you need to do over them, obsess over them, because that's how you succeed and achieve them. Not by doing this and that and this and that, splitting your resources, okay? Spreading yourself thin. You're not going to get anywhere. You're going to be a mediocre person in all aspects, right? Any athlete, any musician, any entrepreneur in their specific field is good at their thing because they only did that one thing. They weren't trying to be 10 other people. They found what worked for them and what they enjoyed the most, and they simply grinded and grinded and grinded and grinded. So in conclusion, what I'm trying to say is being addicted to the right thing is what's important. It's important that you're addicted to something that will delay the gratification and that is related to your goals and that will actually help you in life, not stall you and give you instant, quick pleasure. Alright, if you enjoyed that video, please stay subscribed, like the video. I know I'm going to get so many comments that are going to be hateful, just like the previous video, because I'm saying stuff that people don't like to hear. But yeah, stay subscribed, and peace.